What's up everyone? Buckle up, get comfy, because we are in for a bumpy ride today. On 7 on Sunday this week, we are talking about 7 songs that I unironically like. Now, unironically defined by the dictionary means something along the lines of, I'm not kidding, it's not fake, it's not fake news, it's something that is actually true. I actually like these songs, even though that I can tell that these are inherently bad songs, at least what most people would consider bad songs, or in some circles, but they're ones that I'm willing to admit that I like regardless. Now, if you watched my videos in the past, you know that I don't believe in guilty pleasures, at least for myself personally. I believe that you should enjoy whatever you enjoy, but at the same time, I know like good music, bad music, and I'm willing to admit whatever I listen to, but I know that these songs that I'm listing today are just bad, toxic, something that I would probably advise staying away from, but at the same time, I can't help that they get under my skin, and I can just either stand the beat or enjoy the melody, or even the fact that it takes me back to a different time in my life. So keep that in mind whenever you're watching today. This is not a recommendation, this is not a suggestion for songs that you should definitely go listen to, so here we go. Be sure to leave me a like on the video, and yeah, I resurfaced into some old songs that I hadn't heard in a while.
Tonight I'm not afraid to tell you what I feel about you. Oh, I'm gonna muster every ounce of confidence I have. I cannonball into the water.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the man that no one remembered past 2008. That's right, Teddy Geiger. Come on down. You're our very first pick today with For You I Will. Confidence. That's right, guys. My first pick is a guy that you probably don't remember. I don't know how I came across him in the first place, but this was really his only hit. It peaked inside of the top 30 on the Hot 100. I don't know how I got exposed to it in the first place, considering I really didn't listen to mainstream radio. Maybe my cousin was having a Laguna Beach or the Hills marathon. I can look at this song and see that it is objectively bad. I mean, it's got every 2000s cliche in the books just stamped all over it. It's just like signed, sealed, send it to the morgue. But something about it, I don't know why, it just kind of pulls me in, because it's like, it had this sweet spirit about it. It's just like, you know, it's the cliched story of the guy saying, you know, I will step out on a limb for you, I'll push myself, you shouldn't be with him, you know, you should be with me, and I'm this great guy that's so humble and down to earth, except he's not really at all. And I know that I probably shouldn't fall for it whatsoever, but maybe it reminds me of a time whenever the radio and just pop songs, singer-songwriters in general at least tried to seem like they were kind of down to earth, relatable. These days, all these songs are just out of this world, out of this stratosphere, talking about all of these elegant and insane things that they do, things that real people don't do whatsoever. So maybe I miss a little bit of realism in my music. That's really the only defense that I can give for this one. P.S. If anybody knows where Teddy Geiger is, what he's up to these days, I looked through his Instagram feed and it looked really weird. I don't know exactly what he does, but if he's still making music, probably let me know if it's any good in the comments.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's said? This is where I grew up. I think the president fixed it up.
I really tried to make this list as not focused on songs that are just super predictable as possible, but Photograph by Nickelback I had to put on here just because they get shit all the time. I mean, this band really gets it. People are constantly poking them, prodding them, and sometimes they fire back on social media with funny responses, and that's kind of great. But at the same time, it's just like these days especially, there are so many other acts and artists that you could really just project that onto. Take those feelings elsewhere, because sure, Nickelback are locked in on their fans and the material that they make. It's very formulaic, a lot of it is very repetitive, but especially in recent years, it seems like they've made an effort to change that up, and their newest single wasn't bad whatsoever. Feed the Machine got me excited for the album, and here with Photograph, I can look at it, I see it's cheesy as hell. It's Chad Kroeger and company singing about going back to high school, look at this photograph, and the bedroom floor, all the photos are spread out. But I'm so nostalgic for this song because Nickelback's All the Right Reasons is one of the first CDs that my friend Troy gave me back in the day, and I would listen to it. This was one that stood out to me. And at the time, I didn't know how impactful I guess it would be to me, but it really does make me feel back on those days, look back fondly, and gets caught up in nostalgia. Maybe I'm blinded by that, but maybe at the same time, maybe just maybe, it's not actually that bad of a song. I actually looked on YouTube and was expecting this song to be shit all over with the dislike spammed and that sort of thing. It really wasn't, and I think a lot of people just like to memeify it, poke fun at Nickelback, but maybe you don't actually hate them either. Maybe this song is your dirty little secret and you just won't admit it.
The least you could do, if only life were as easy as you. I'm the least you could do. Oh yeah, if only life were as easy as you, I would still get screwed.
If you're under the age of 20, you're probably not going to know who the Bloodhound gang are, and I don't blame you. These guys were silly as hell. They were kind of associated with Bam Margera. They were on his show on MTV, Viva La Bam sometimes. Their music would get played on there. That was how I was introduced to them in the first place. I had a buddy of mine that had their CD, Hefty Fine, and I think one of their earlier albums, like maybe their greatest hits or something like that. And I was exposed to some of their music, and I thought it was funny. It was silly. It's very childish. There's plenty of fart jokes and sex jokes. That's the main thing. They're very, very sexual, and I suppose comedic, and like I said, kind of silly and juvenile with their music that they make. And it's like, at this point in my life, I shouldn't be able to look to this and be like, this is a pretty okay song, at least the musicality of it. I like the guitar on it, the synthesizers are really cool. I even like the vocals, but then, at the end of the day, I have to be honest with myself. I have to level and say, John, you like this song still. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. In fact, the lyrics are something that you would condemn if you heard this in any modern song. But at the same time, you look back to it and it comes up, it creeps up in that playlist, that old 2000s to 2007 playlist, and you're going to listen to it and you know that you're going to. And you know what? That's okay. I look at this song, and in fact, I look at the lyrics here and I see lines like, oh God, I don't even want to read some of these.
I like my beats fast and my bass down low. It's like 1, 2, 3, yeah. I'm about to take this drink and just step it. This tank, this thing, along with 4 more shots of Patron. I give a fuck about going home. Straight buzzing, robo-tussing. When I get your mitts in my oven.
Dev was poised to be the breakout star of 2010, 2011, somewhere in that time period, but her career just didn't quite follow the trajectory that most people thought it would. In fact, she pretty much fell off after her album dropped. And the Cataracts, I guess, kind of stopped working with her, or else she cut ties with the producers, and really, they were the big part in just writing and helping produce her songs, lending backing vocals, which on this song that I'm talking about today, which is Bass Down Low, I'll admit that the backing vocals are shit. They are garbage, and they're one of my least favorite parts about this song. But something about this just reminds me of like college. That's right whenever I got into this song, I suppose. I had just graduated high school. I had a few people that would play it, and as I started casually going to a few parties, this song would get a lot of plays. And if you still put a drink in my hand to this day, maybe, just maybe, I'll start singing along every single word. I mean, no, I don't know the words. Her mixture of rapping and singing is just ungodly. I don't know why I can still go to this song and think, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It's kind of catchy. The synth tone doesn't really line up well, and it is very boomy, obviously, in the bass department if you look at the title of the song. But I don't know. I can listen to it. Maybe there's something going on up here. Maybe I'm blinded by some memory or connection that I have to this song, but forgive me. I don't hate it.
I don't wanna be camouflage, what I'm not, 'cause what I got invades the world. I don't wanna be in a box, all I want is just to stop being camouflage.
Bleached blonde hair and a boy band. It's 2002, and this isn't just any boy band, it's a Christian boy band, so you know the lyrics are extra good. Thank God I somehow stumbled across this song in my search, because I never would have just thought of it off the top of my head. It's not one of those songs that I think about, but every time I do hear it, it reminds me of this story that I've really never told anyone, that I'm about to take you guys on with me right now. Let's go back and see 4th grade John. If I can find a picture, I'll put it up on screen. screen. But we were on a field trip. I went to a Christian school. Listening to Christian hip-hop or else Christian rock or Christian boy bands, I suppose, wasn't out of the norm, and my friend Amber had her CD player with her, and I was assigned to sit with her on the bus. She was listening to this Plus One album, and I was like curious, and I was like, what is this? She had one of those headphone splitter things. I had my headphones with me. I plugged in, and I couldn't stop playing this song. I listened to this song, no joke, because I didn't have a CD player of my own. I just kept replaying this one almost the entire ride to this field trip they were going on, and I think it was about an hour ride. I probably listened to the song. It's a very short one, about 2.5 minutes. I fell in love with the song. I could not get enough of it, and I didn't hear it again for years after that field trip. I always had it in my head, but I didn't really own my own CD player, and I couldn't really find it anywhere. I didn't know where to look. I don't even think I knew the name of the band or the boy band or whatever the hell they were, but I knew the name of the song was Camouflage, and I think I found it at the end of high school. Right before I graduated, I got bored, found it online, and I was like, this is just so 2002. It's trying to be hip-hop, electronic rock, and it is kind of painful, especially as I tried more of the CD as well, but this is the opening moment, and it's one that I'm always gonna kind of love.
To keep me clear from the devil, 'cause my girl, she's on fire. Yeah, I hear that everything is so cool. Yeah, with them back shots.
Remember when Lil Wayne tried to put out a rock album? I do as well, but somehow I never really regretted On Fire. It's one of those songs that has Lil Wayne playing the guitar on it. I don't know why he got it in his head that he was just going to pull off this whole rock star thing, but here he is on Fire, coming in with this kind of nice guitar groove on it. I still think it's okay. It's kind of simple, and Wayne's lyrics on it are pretty bad. She's steamy, she's creamy, he's singing in the chorus of the song. I guess I just mainly overlooked that. But it is kind of weird the way the song is paired up with like this rumbling kind of like electronic or else hip-hop groove, some keys, and then trying to put some guitar in the background of that to really spice things up and give it that rock direction that he was looking for. And you can say now, this was a bad pairing. Lil Wayne isn't the master of hip-hop, and he's also definitely not the master of rock. But this song, I don't think it's that bad. I don't know. I don't know how fans feel about it. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but if you've heard it, sound off in the comments.
I'm in the club, high up perk, with some shades on. Tatted up, mini skirt, with my J's on.
In the club, high up perk, with some shades on. Tatted up, mini skirt, and my J's on.
J's on my feet, you know it. J's on my feet, you know. J's on my feet.
My loyal fans, I ask your forgiveness as I have failed you. That's right. I like the song that many consider an abomination, 23 by Mike Will Made It, Juicy J, Wiz Khalifa, and none other than Miley Cyrus. I should be annoyed by every single aspect of this song. The synth tone should be grating to me. Miley rapping should be considered awful. Wiz is laughing and his voice that comes in on his rap verse here. And Juicy J, I mean, really? Does anyone look to Juicy J for a good song? I mean, there's some that do, but some that want to be taken seriously, do they look to Juicy J for a good song? But I can't help but feel that this is a banger. Mike Will coming in with the production on this one. It's not something that I usually enjoy, although I did like it whenever he produced We Can't Stop by Miley. That's how this collaboration actually came to the light. He was originally going to rap on it himself, but was like, hey, I need a female voice. Let's get Miley Cyrus rapping. This was 2013. I downloaded the song, and I've had it to this day. I don't come back to it. I don't seek it out. I don't seek out really any of the songs on this list, but this is one that is probably, definitely the worst song on here. It probably should have been on my worst songs of 2013 list if I had any credibility. At least that's what some will say. But I can't help it. I think this is an okay song, and I'm going to continue to jam out to it if it ever comes on. What an embarrassing episode this has been for me. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for voting over on my Patreon, helping me decide some of my upcoming episodes for 7 on Sunday. This was by far the most requested one that I got. I had a poll over there that was running. This one got the most votes. And if you would like to get in on the action and also find out some cool rewards that you can get, help these videos keep coming and support me on a monthly basis, you can click the top link in the description down below, or you can click the little annotation that's going to be on the outro card in just a second. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. If you'd like to see last week's episode, you can click right here, or another recent Beyond ARTV video, click right over here. The Patreon's in the corner, social media linked in the description. Let me know what other episodes you'd like to see for 7 on Sunday, and I'll see you very soon right here on Beyond ARTV.